Welcome to Whitney's World. I'm your host, Whitney Ward. Here we explore spirituality, mindset, and manifestation. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. Well, welcome back to another episode of Whitney's World podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Morgan Ward, and I am so thankful that you've tuned in wherever you're at on this planet. Thank you so much for being here. I took a week off last week and I did release an episode, but I didn't record. So it feels so good to be back. I have been integrating so many things recently, and I really want to talk today about my spiritual process. If you are watching me, by the way, I'm sitting outside on my patio. I just couldn't sit inside and record. I just felt like it wasn't right. So sorry, Josh, if the audio is a little bit funky. Or you can hear my neighbor's dog barking or my dogs or the birds. This is just where we're at. Whitney's World needed to be outside in nature, surrounded by feminine energy, because literally I need to talk to you guys about what's been going on. So the spiritual process of having a spiritual awakening and going through it is absolutely insane. I have been, the past 3 years, dedicated my life to figuring out what happened and why did it blow up. Because I had always had the control. I always had myself. I always was good. I just really took care of my life. And then it was like one day when it exploded, I didn't understand what was happening, And so when I moved, I really went on this journey to go within myself and ask the question, why? Why did this happen? And from that simple question of why did this happen to me, open my mind, open my heart, open my awareness, my soul, every part of me opened to life and to experiencing a human experience from one question, from one thing that happened to one question. And literally it all comes together. Manifestation, feminine energy, all the things. It all, after this search I've been on, it's come full circle. And that is why I had to take some time off, and my life kind of like went dark there. I got super sick last week. My phone went black. My computer, I couldn't edit. And it was this moment where I had felt like God, source, the divine, was like, you need to relax, because I was just going, very stressed, really like working hard and trying to get to where I needed to go. And everything in manifestation is literally like, the more you try, the more you repel what's trying to come to you. Because when you're in trying energy, you're in desperate energy, you're in needing energy, you're in wanting energy. And so what you are attracting are more things that you want, more things that aren't what you're calling in, because you are repelling literally things to you because of the energy that you are emitting. So on my journey to really figure out like what happened, I just went on the journey of a lifetime. And I'm like, oh my gosh, everything makes sense. I understand why I went through everything. I understand why my life blew up. I understand all of it. And this is now going to be, as things like settle into my system and things are completely, like, I feel like I am a completely different person. Like, I am completely different from the inside out. I retrained my mind. I reprogrammed my mind. I understand my nervous system. I understand how to relax and flow with life. and see that we are the universe. And if you just start to look outside of life and what is life trying to teach you, you are going to be able to decode what's happening in your life so that you can genuinely learn the lesson you're meant to learn and move on. And I've said that, and I will continue to say that. Life is a school. Like, Earth is a school. We are here to experience our soul. And this past week has been insane for me because I realized, like, and I've talked about like duality and how the universal law of masculine, feminine energy needs to be intertwined, and you need to use both sides to become the best version of you, to be who you're really meant to be. You're supposed to use both of your attributes and integrate them into the truest expression of you, to being authentically you. But what's happened to us, what's happened to me, and what I just realized is that the darkness inside of me that I thought wasn't worthy, that I thought wasn't good enough, that I thought wasn't enough, I was hiding and locking it away in my heart. And I was like telling it, like, you're not safe out here. You need to stay in there. And so what this does when you trap part of yourself in your heart, it's like your heart is cloaked with darkness. Like, you're telling yourself you're not allowed to actually be you because this part of you isn't worthy. This part of you isn't enough. So you don't get to come out. You need to stay right there. And when I had this realization through actually talking to my friend about his experience in life and parts of him that are locked inside, I saw that it was only through me launching the Queen's Awakening, the Facebook communities. If you are not a part of that, you guys need to jump in. I will make sure to add the links in the description. But when I did, like last week, launch officially the Queen's Awakening, and this is a movement where I feel like God is asking me to usher in this queendom, this community of women that are in their power, that go through the spiritual process of life to integrate all parts of who you are and become who you're meant to be. And so as I was talking to my friend about this, and I'm just like, in my own mind, all these parts of my self are unlocking because I'm seeing him, which is showing me who I am. So I'm like telling him, I'm like, you have parts of yourself locked away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I ended up the next day having another conversation with a friend. And I was like saying all these things. And I went home and I just started crying. And I was like, I'm literally like seeing that I have parts of me locked up, that I'm still telling myself that I'm not worthy and that I'm not enough. But it was only through me putting something out in the world and then communicating with others to actually see who I was. And so Saturday, I literally woke up. I started crying immediately, and I listened to, I think it's Lauren Daigle. She's a singer, and her songs, Trust in You and Look Up Child, and You Say. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard those songs. If not, you should listen to them. I just had turned on some of her music, and it was like in this moment, I had this like full blown breaking of like my heart, like literally cracking open. And I realized in that moment that I actually was blocking myself from love and loving me, truly loving me, accepting me, and really loving myself, because I was still holding on to parts of me that I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel enough. But I didn't even know it until I released the Queen's Awakening, and then I was having conversations with people. And it was in the moment that I was having communion and connection with others that they were able to actually show me, like, I am worthy and I am enough. But they showed it to me, and I was able to work through it in my own being, in my own system, in my own heart. And I can't express how much you are the only thing that matters. Because we are taught to give everything away. And if there's enough left over, then give to yourself. But because we as human beings are duality, we have masculine and feminine energy, it is against our nature to not give to ourselves as much love as possible. And I'm really talking to the women, because as the feminine energy, we are the ones that when we love ourselves and we accept ourselves, we come into this power, this ultimate like knowing of I am enough. Because you've gone through the process. You've gone through the spiritual cleansing and come to an understanding of who you are, which is love. Pure love. And when you love yourself as the feminine energy, the world reflects it back to you. It is spiritual law. The law of correspondence, as within, so without, as above, so below. What you think triggers what you say, which manifests who you are. So you have to get to the point where you love yourself so much and you nurture yourself and you take care of yourself and you give to you. And when you pour into your own being, the world gives back to you. And I have come into this amazing realization. And I'm like, it's fucking true. And I went through hours of crying. I have a chair that lays out. I laid in the sun all day Saturday and I just cried. I just felt this pain. I never used to cry. I used to always just shove my shit down and move on. And that only works for so long until it doesn't. But you have to look at yourself and accept yourself. You have to love every part of you. Even the parts that you feel like are unlovable, because they're not. You just haven't been taught how to accept yourself and love yourself and work with who you are, because you are perfectly made. Your higher self, God, literally added all these ingredients into your personality and was like, I want to be fun and I want glitter and I like sparkles and I want to be dramatic and I want to go and I want to be a little crazy and I want to have blonde hair and I want to love fiercely. I want to go and I want to roar in the world. And I want people to see me and know who I am. I want to make something of my life. And so your higher self puts all these ingredients into you. And it's you learning what are the ingredients, what are the parts of me, your personality, but not the personality the world told you are. Who do you say you are? Who does God say that you are? And you start to go on that journey because you cannot find who you truly are by having people tell you. People have been telling you your whole life who you are, and that's not working because it's not you. There's a part of you that feels empty. There's a part of you that feels lost because you're not actually who you're meant to be. So you need to take off the mask and be like, who am I? And go on the journey and become a student of life. Because the question that you're asking now of why did this happen to me is going to lead to an answer for you that's going to change your perspective, allow you to think differently about life. And the answer that's going to come is everything's happening for you, not to you. You're not a victim of your life. You've just been creating your reality unconsciously. But now I'm here to tell you that you can change your perspective. You can look at life. And I don't know if I should say this yet, but I'm pretty sure that my new slogan, and I would love to know what you guys think of this. A slogan, that's not the right word. It's not a trademark. I don't know. My headline, cool headline, Whitney's World headline. I think I want it to say, I'm going to fuck you up on a spiritual game. So let me know what you guys think of that because it's inspired by my favorite DJ. But like I have been looking at life differently since I started to reprogram my mind. And I'm like, life is a game. So if you start to look at life as a game, like you're just supposed to be up leveling. You're not meant to just like keep dying and restarting, keep dying and restarting. You're meant to learn the lesson and move on, up level. So when you look at life as a game, like, okay, shit, my life's not really where I want it to be. Why is that? If everything's happening for me, then what are the lessons I need to learn in my life? Allow yourself to become a student of life and watch how your life will start to unfold. Look at the signs, look at the synchronicities. Things will start happening in your life that you're going to become aware of because you're hearing me and I'm planting seeds in your mind to tell you, think differently, do things different to get a different result because whatever you're doing, you're still having this void inside. You're still like not who you know you're meant to be. So we need to shift our perspective. But like, I want to play the spiritual game. I did the 3D shit and like, that's cool. But like, there's got to be more. It's got to be better than this. And it is. It's the spiritual aspect of life that we haven't been taught. And so when you really come to an understanding that your life is only here to teach you lessons so that you can fucking up level in this game, you are going to start to become free and allow yourself to start to be who you're meant to be. And you have to decide, I'm going to go on the journey. Because no one is going to make the journey happen for you. And no one can tell you the formula exactly to your life. You have to follow the breadcrumbs. You have to start to become aware and realize, oh my gosh, I'm a conscious creator. I can start to create consciously what's going on in my life. And I could start to see my life change and transform from the inside out because you're thinking, right? We've talked about observing our thoughts. Are the thoughts ours? No, it's a negative thought. That's not you. You're light. You're love. You're pure love. So we need to shift from the negative construct of our thinking and switch it to positive of like, what is love? Because love is not hate. Love is not boastful. Love is not cruel. Love gives freely. Love doesn't expect something in return. It just is. It's unconditional. There's no conditions to it. So the question that you need to start looking at is not how do I give unconditional love to people? How do you give unconditional love to yourself? Open yourself up to life and say, I want to try it differently. I want to do this like on a spiritual level. I want to allow the earth and the universe and the signs to speak to me. I want to actually learn from these things that are happening and not keep having the same cycle. I want to be the one that lives their dream life because we're all meant to. It's just a matter of you becoming aware and becoming a conscious creator and being like, okay, what do I want to create? And there's something in you you should be doing. Just do it. When I started my podcast, I was so fucking broken, lost, and afraid. You have no idea. I had no business starting a podcast, but my soul told me to do it. And from doing that thing that was so scary and showing up every week, pulling something out of me, I am on a whole nother timeline, a whole nother track of life, an entire new reality. And now, because I've done 93 episodes of long form video, giving of myself freely, I now understand life. And I know that everything happened because of this. This is where I'm meant to be. This is what I'm meant to be doing. This is where God called me. I had to go internally and face myself and look at myself and say, yo, bro, what's going on? We need a change. We need to switch some shit up because we came here to win. I didn't come here to live a sorry ass life and have just things taken from me. No, I came to win. I came to overcome. I came to play the game, to change the game. And so because I decided to ask a simple question of why did this happen to me, my entire life changed. But I had to be the one to look in the mirror. I had to be the one to go through the spiritual cleansing and the spiritual process and learn, who am I? Know thyself. And it was a slow burn. I had to undo almost everything and start building how I wanted a foundation, building what resonated with me, not what people told me, what I felt. And I started to learn how to trust myself. I started to learn through that process to read my own energy, to accept new ideas and theories and things, and really like open myself to life because I had been closed down for so long, not letting love in. But when I decided to go on my transformational journey and start to actually love myself and learn that like everything when you manifest has to do with the way you see yourself. So if you're continuing to manifest a shitty ass life, it's because you see yourself as shitty. You need to switch it up, change your mind, look at life different, and like go on the journey of feeling again. What does it mean to actually be a human? What it means to be a human is to feel. That your emotions are leading you and guiding you to where you're meant to be. And sometimes emotions are dark and intense and deep and filled with pain and trauma and sorrow. But if you don't let it out, that energy holds in your being and it's not safe there. You're self-sabotaging your entire life by not letting your emotions out. So my whole life, I thought, because that's how we were trained, just shut up and deal with it and move on. But when I started to like learn that goes against feminine energy, that is the opposite, the absolute opposite of feminine energy. Feminine energy is to actually feel, to go within and sit with it. And as women, we are meant to do it. We are the ones that can sit in the fire and feel the pain and realize that this is only a moment to let the energy out and be transmuted. And I cried for hours. It was like I was on a mushroom trip, but I hadn't even eaten any mushrooms. It was insane. It was hours of just weeping and just crying and being. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I've been holding this inside of me for so long. And it's insane that is what we are taught to do. It is the absolute opposite of what we are meant to do as women, as the divine feminine energy. So I want to encourage anyone that is feeling like there's parts of yourself that aren't worthy. I want you to, this next week, journal about it. Go within and ask yourself, sit in the mirror. The mirror changed my life. I can't tell you guys how many hours a week I spend talking to myself and looking at myself in the mirror. But like, sit down and look at yourself and say, who are you? I don't recognize you, but I want to love you. And I know that is what I'm here for. To become obsessed with you and love you so deeply. Stop trying to make everyone else happy. What makes you happy? Go on that journey. Follow your heart, your intuition, your feelings, because your feelings, your emotions are guiding you to where you need to be, which is freedom. And this is what the spiritual process is. This is the spiritual cleansing. You're cleansing all of that part of you. And you're looking it in the mirror and you're saying like, I see you, but like, that's not me. I'm not this thing that says unworthy. I am worthy. And you shine light on it and you feel it and let it out. Cry, shake, scream, whatever needs to happen. Let it out because you are keeping it locked inside of you and it is not helping you. You are a cake with all these ingredients and you are telling the sprinkles, like the thing that makes you the fucking star, you're saying, no, you're too much. And you throw it away. Pick those sprinkles up one by one and put them back in your palm and say, I love you. And I'm no longer hiding this. And I'm really going to work on loving you because you are so worthy. So sitting in the mirror and journaling is going to really help you move through these parts of yourself that you don't want to face yet. And I want you guys to let me know, like, what comes up. You guys can DM me. Make sure you guys are connected with the Queen's Awakening on Facebook and Instagram. But really, I just encourage you to look in the mirror, because it might scare you at first. But sometimes we need something to kickstart us, to be like, shit's not right. Like, let's move. Like, let's do something different. And when you are willing to try new things, that's when the world becomes your oyster. That's when everything will change for you. Because you're willing to say, I'm going to choose something different. I'm going to see how this works. And when you become a student of life, when you seek, you find. When you knock, the door shall open. You are going to start seeing a part of you that is so beautiful and amazing. And you're going to start healing from the inside out, not from the outside, not from someone telling you you're worthy and you're enough. No, by you deciding, I am worthy. I am enough because I say, because God says. And when you give that to yourself, I promise you, the world will change for you, because this is your world. You are viewing this life from your eyes, from your perception. And if you don't like things, it's okay. Change them. You're meant to. And I am your biggest cheerleader. I am the one that did the work, and I'm telling you, this is the way. I will fuck you up on a spiritual game, okay? And you are going to ace this shit. Because you're meant to. It's your life. It's your game. It's your chessboard. It's all about you. So I hope you guys love this. Please let me know. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. I'm everywhere. Make sure that you request to join the Queen's Awakening on Instagram and Facebook. I'll add you if you are a woman. Sorry, kings, you're not allowed in the queendom right now. But maybe one day. We'll see. Anyway, I love you guys very much. I hope you have an amazing week. I hope that you heal. Healing is so amazing. Don't rush it, though. Just be with yourself. You're perfect, and you're exactly where you're meant to be always. Pay attention for the signs, synchronicities, the people showing you, saying things to you. Like, become aware, become conscious, become conscious. And I love you. As always, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go.